Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Charming Empire along Soshi's route. Progressing very slowly because Soshi is very standoffish, although it was a lovely grand gesture that he made for us in the last episode to have food prepared for us that we were familiar with. It was so sweet. It's like comforting. It was definitely his consideration. Everything else we've been finding out about him is just secondhand from kind of eavesdropping. Man, we actually did quite a bit of eavesdropping in the last episode, didn't we? Apparently he is not very well loved though, and we know a little bit about what's going on from Sarah's route. But, hopefully we'll find out more direct stuff, more interesting stuff in his own route here. Let's see. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. With plenty of time on my hands, I continue my walk through the palace. Oh, I should go to the inner garden. I could see flowers in bloom from the balcony yesterday. I could barely make out the blossoms in the darkness and night, but it seems like there were many flowers out there. I'm sure visiting the garden will lift my spirits. I think it was this way. Oh, there it is. Should we really be allowed outside? It's like, I thought at first we were confined to our room, and then we were confined to the palace, and now we're just outside on palace grounds. How far is our limit extending here? With a vague idea of where to go, I proceed until the sweet smell of flowers fills the air, and I finally see the vibrant garden. The beautiful flowers sway back and forth in the bright daylight. The flower garden is trimmed carefully down to every nook and cranny, and is impeccably clean. How beautiful!
Oh, I have a visitor today.
Huh? Hearing a friendly voice, I turn around to find a lone elderly man walking toward me. He's wearing a wide straw hat, holding hedge clippers in his hand. His smile is friendly and reminds me of the old man I lived with. Sorry for the intrusion.
No need to worry. Anyone can come in if they like. On the contrary, I'm happy to share the flowers I care for with others.
Do you take care of all the flowers here?
Me, my son, and my 3 grandchildren do. 3 generations of gardeners we are. Oh, I see you've grown. I remember when you were only this big, running around in this garden.
Are you talking about me?
Yes, of course I am. I've been working on this garden since before you were born, Princess. You came here often with your mother to admire these flowers.
Forgive me. I think I was too young to remember you.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm so happy to see you again. I heard it was quite an abrupt return for you.
Yes, my brother sent for me. Practically kidnapped me. It was really out of the blue. On top of that, my brother hasn't even told me what the rush was for. He could have at least told me. Just what is going through his mind? Oh yeah, do you mind if I ask a question?
Of course not. What is it?
If you've been here for that long, you must know my brother well. What is he like?
Lord Soshi? Let's see. He's very kind.
Kind, you say? That's the complete opposite of what the maids think.
He is a man of few words. He's been very quiet since he was young, though. You were much livelier than he. Lord Soshi was always chasing you around, trying to make sure you didn't get yourself hurt.
He did? I can't remember any of that, let alone imagine it now. I can see myself chasing him all over, though.
He's too busy to stop by as of late, but when he did, he always seemed concerned about my health.
Aww. Is that so? But he's changed recently, I'm sure.
Please, Princess, have a look around. If you see any flowers you like, I will clip them for you.
Thank you. I will have a look around. He bows before taking leave through the rows of flowers. The various flowers along the red brick path set each other off very well. I guess he does his job nicely. How wonderful. There are so many, and they're all blooming so beautifully. I see some I know and some I don't. There are local flowers as well as some from abroad. There's no mistake that the flower's beauty is from the skill of the gardener, and the love he puts into his work. They're so pretty here. This has to be the best place for them. I feel terrible taking them away. As I walk through the garden, the cloud covering my heart begins to lift. I walk back to the gardener to thank him. Thank you very much. They were beautiful.
I'm glad to hear it. Will you be taking any with you?
No, I think they look best here. I appreciate the offer, though. Do people ever come here? I haven't seen anyone else today.
Not often. Everyone is so busy. I only get visitors every once in a while.
I see. It's almost as if their beauty is being wasted.
Well, I'm sure everyone is used to seeing them by now. Although, there is one person who still comes here often. They always come around this time, so they should be here soon. Ah, speak of the devil.
Huh? I follow the old man's gaze and see someone walking toward us. The figure wears a green hakama and looks to be a man from his size.
Hello, I see the flowers are... Oh.
Who is this man? Someone working in the castle? Presumably I need to introduce myself. You don't recognize him. Hello?
Hello. Are you who I think you are?
Sorry? Does this man know who I am?
I thought it was you. So she told me you were coming. It's been a long time, you look well.
Thank you. You look well too.
No need to be so formal. Or, wait, you don't recognize me, do you?
Why do I have to lie and tell him I do recognize him? I guess it's because I don't want to get close to him. I don't want to build good points with him. I do recognize you. That love up was for Soshi, not you. Don't be ridiculous. Long time no see.
You never were good at lying. No need for pretending here.
No, He saw right through me and even laughed.
Ah, Kagemitsu Togawa. We played together often when we were young. Have you remembered yet?
When we were young? Oh! I do remember. A vague memory of Kagemitsu, my brother, and I playing as children.
I seem to have forgotten those are times long past. It was rude of me to speak to you so frankly.
Please, it's not a big deal. I'm glad to have someone to talk to. You don't mind me calling you Kagemitsu, do you?
Please do. Glad to meet you again.
Pleased to meet you too. Memories begin to come back to me as I watch him. Kagemitsu had the same aura about him even when we were young. He was always so kind. Although my brother has changed, Kagemitsu seems to be no different from how I remember him. I'm certain Kagemitsu knows my brother well, both as a boy and the man he has become. Kagemitsu, do you have a moment to spare?
Yes, but what seems to be the problem?
I was hoping you could tell me about my brother. I still don't know much about him. Tell me everything you know. He agrees, and we walk over to a corner of the garden together. A gentle breeze blows by, tickling my cheek. It's a dainty little place with a bench to sit on, right in view of the flowers. I think I remember this place. I feel like I came here with my mother.
The sunlight comes in great here. You often came to bask in it with your mother. Even I came to relax here sometimes.
However, he's been too busy lately to stop by, he mentions.
So, about Soshi. I actually can't seem to figure him out lately.
Do you not talk to him much?
Yes. After you and your mother left the palace, it has been very busy here. Then your father passed, and Soshi attained his current position. It's only natural things aren't as they used to be.
I see. Then my father passed. We only received a notice, and he never came to the palace. My mother was ill, so it would have been a difficult trip. But we also got the feeling that we were not welcome. Father was always so healthy. No one ever thought he would die so suddenly. And from disease of all things. Why do you think my brother had me come here? He doesn't seem very fond of me.
Not very fond of you. Why would you think that?
Well, he doesn't talk to me much, and he even said not to hope for a normal sibling relationship with him. The elders I was living with before told me he was so kind, but when I met him it was the complete opposite. I don't know anything about him, not what he's like, nor what he thinks of me. How do you see my brother Kagemitsu? He looks up, thinking to himself for a moment, before returning his gaze to me.
Soshi is cold, brusque, and calm. He doesn't let his emotions show, but he's very serious. I think he is a kind person.
You do? First the elders, now Kagemitsu. Everyone else has a different opinion of him. I wonder which is true. Other people don't think very highly of him, so which is it?
What do you think?
Me? Man, so many choices! Is his route going to be short? I think he's kind. Or I'm guessing he is. I think he's a kind person. Yeah, he gave me a nice dinner the other day. I bit my lip, letting my finger run over the hakama fabric on my lap. Well, I guess I want to believe he's a kind person. I don't want the brother I've been imagining this whole time to be a completely different person. He is a little scary, though, my brother. I shouldn't be so afraid, considering I haven't had much time to talk with him yet.
Good. I think you're right. You haven't been here long. I'm sure you'll come to understand him as time passes.
Yes, you're right. If I don't get to know him better, I'll never know what my brother is really like. I think he's keeping his distance to keep her safe, though. Kagemitsu goes back to work, and I head back to my own room. On my way, one of the maids hands me a letter she said had arrived from the countryside for me. "Ah, Grandma, Grandpa, you wrote me?" The envelope is thick. When I open it, I see that there are 3 letters inside. This is from the old man, this one from the old woman, and this one's from Auntie. The nostalgia I feel just from their handwriting and the words on the paper makes me tear up. Even though it's only been a few days, it feels like it's been several years since I left them. The old man's writing is bold, while the old woman's is so light. Auntie's is gentle, and they're all worried about me.
How are you? You must have met with Lord Soshi by now. We've all been very lonely since you left.
So have I. Attached to the old woman's letter is a few recipes I love from home. I figured you wouldn't be able to eat things like this in the big city. Now you can have a taste of home whenever you like. Finally, I get to Auntie's letter. I'm worried that you might not be having such a good time in the palace. That's not true. I just don't know how things will be from now on. Thank you, Auntie. I should write back to them. I'll tell them about my brother and the palace. I have so much I want to say. Did I just write all day? That night at dinner, I tell Soshi about the letters and ask him for some paper and envelopes, which a maid delivers afterward. I didn't even have paper and envelopes. I didn't even have stationery. Using them, I start writing at once. Where should I begin? I guess I should tell them I arrived safely and met with Soshi. I begin to write on the stark white paper, and before I know it, I can't stop. Don't stay up all night. I also met Kagemitsu. Do you remember him? He said we played often as children. He seems like a very nice man. I eat breakfast and dinner with Soshi every day. Soshi is very... My pen stops abruptly. I don't know what to say. What should I write? I don't want to make them worry, but I don't want to lie either. I think for some time before finally putting the pen down with a sigh. I should get to know Soshi better before I tell them about him. I leave the paper on the table and go out to the balcony. You could be leaving that for a long time then. You should just cross out that line and write other stuff. The cool breeze washes over my skin. How beautiful. The moon is out tonight with so many stars. Not as many in the countryside, but I can still see plenty. It's the same sky here as back home, so why do I feel so sad looking up at it? Is it because I'm alone? No, you just miss home probably. Now that I think of it, I never really spent much time alone before. When I was in the palace as a child, I had my mother, and in the countryside I had the elders. Now I spend most of my time alone. I wonder if Soshi is the same. Has he been by himself since father passed? I whisper to myself as I rest my hands on the cool banister. I still don't know Soshi or how he spent his time until now. I want to know more about him. I have to. Oh, no. I'll start looking into him more tomorrow. If I don't, there's no way I'll ever know anything about him. The elders, Auntie, I'm going to do my best. I'll make sure you're not worried about me. I look up to the sky, staring into the twinkling stars, when I see a shooting star fly by. Make a wish. Or not. Well, at least we got to talk to Kagemitsu a little. Hopefully we'll get to talk to him more if, Soshi's still being so standoffish and won't talk to us much. We need somebody to talk to if Soshi's gonna be so absent in this freaking route. Somebody needs to tell us exactly what happened in the past and what made him the way he is now. And what kind of situation he is in now. So I hope to see you in the next episode to find out more. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.